Hi, this is Olga Speaks directly from Vancouver, Canada, and in today's video I want to do another CELPIP listening practice. And today we are going to focus on CELPIP listening part 3, listening for information. In my previous videos I did a CELPIP listening practice part 1 and a CELPIP listening practice part 2. I'm including those videos here and in the description, so if you're interested for real-life practice together with explanations and examples, feel free to check out these videos or continue watching this one. I'm super happy to share my experience on CELPIP, and let's get started. Today we're focusing on CELPIP listening part 3, listening for information. So you will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question. Instructions. You will hear a conversation. A man is interviewing a woman about perfectionism in the workplace.
Thanks, Dr. Burns, for speaking to us about perfectionism in the workplace. To get us started, perfection is typically seen as a positive thing. I mean, to be perfect is to make something the best it can be. However, do you think perfectionism is always positive?
Well, not always. Although perfectionism is generally associated with success, it can also be very negative.
Can you explain more about that?
Our study has found that perfectionists tend to spend much more time on a task than non-perfectionists.
Isn't the quality of the work better the longer you spend on a task?
Not necessarily. Because perfectionists have such a high standard, they devote too much attention to details. In our study, it was common for perfectionists to run out of time and fail to complete their tasks. We also found that perfectionists had difficulties sharing work. Perfectionists tended to do all the work by themselves.
Did that create problems in the workplace?
Most definitely. First, we found that perfectionists are having trouble staying employed in large companies. They are seen as less cooperative and less capable. Second, we found that perfectionists feel more socially isolated. This leads me to our third main finding. Those who strive for perfection in the workplace are more prone to severe anxiety and even depression.
Is it fair to say that perfectionism causes stress and may even cause depression?
No, it is not a direct cause. We believe time management is the key to this puzzle. Our participants' anxiety and feelings of depression were often associated with fear of not having enough time to finish the task.
So, if they managed their time better, anxiety and depression could subside.
We believe so, and that's the focus of our next research project.
That is fascinating. Until then, any advice for perfectionists?
I'd say to start with a careful and realistic plan. Prioritize what is needed to bring a project to completion and not spend too much time on details. I'd also suggest that they try to work in groups and discuss their difficulties with other people.
Question 1.
What is the woman's occupation?
And the options for this answer are: option number 1, she's a business manager. Option number 2, she's a family doctor. Option number 3, she's a researcher. And option number 4, she's a journalist. And the correct answer here is option number 3, she is a researcher.
Question 2.
What does the woman say about perfectionists in her study?
So the options for this question are: option 1, they are always persevering and successful. Option 2, their work is better because of their high standards. Option 3, they are productive in group environments. And option 4, they often fail to complete tasks at work. So the correct answer here is option number 4, they often fail to complete tasks at work. The woman mentioned that the research shows that perfectionism is in the way of them completing their tasks at work. She did not mention that they are productive in group environments. She also did not say anything that their work is better than the work of others. And option 1 was not correct because they are not always persevering and not always successful. So option number 4 is the correct answer. They often fail to complete tasks at work.
Question 3.
According to the woman, what can perfectionism in the workplace do?
So the options for this question are: option 1, affect job stability and social life. Option 2, help people with depression. Option 3, help with making friendships. And option 4, reduce people's anxiety. So the correct answer is option number 1, affect job stability and social life. So the woman mentioned that perfectionism can drastically affect their job stability and their social life. They might be getting anxiety from perfectionism. So option 4 does not work because option 4 is reducing people's anxiety, while perfectionism actually increases people's anxiety. Also, option 3 does not work. So there will be no help with making friendships because perfectionists are really keen on working by themselves. So option 3 is not correct. Option 2, help people with depression. Nothing has been mentioned about this. On the contrary, perfectionism might eventually lead to a depression. So option number 1 is the correct choice, affect job stability and social life.
Question 4. Why do perfectionists feel anxious?
And the options for this question are: option number 1, because of the stressful workplace. Option number 2, because they have insufficient friendships. And option number 3, because they have poor time management. And option number 4, because they have incompetent workmates. So the correct answer here is option number 3, because they have poor time management. So the author mentioned that time management is key here. If they fail to manage their time, they start thinking they will not have enough time to complete the task, and this might cause anxiety and then lead to worse consequences after that. So nothing was mentioned of the stressful workplace, so option 1 is irrelevant. Because option number 2, because they have insufficient friendships, that has not been mentioned. It was stated by the author that for perfectionists, it is easy to work by themselves and not in groups, not in teams, but nothing has been said about friendships. And option number 4 is also not correct because nothing has been mentioned about incompetent workmates. The author was only focusing on getting the job done and having the poor time management. So the correct answer here is option number 3, because they have poor time management.
Question 5.
What does the woman suggest perfectionists should do?
And the answers for this question are: option number 1, avoid working in groups. Option number 2, focus on details. Option number 3, prioritize tasks. And option number 4, take time off. So the correct answer here is option number 3, prioritize tasks. So the woman suggested that prioritizing will help manage the time and will help set the priorities. She never mentioned anything about option number 1, avoid working in groups. It has not been stated anything that this might help. The author only stated that the perfectionists don't like to be team players and they only like to be working by themselves. So option number 1 does not work here. Option number 2, focusing on details, is also incorrect because the author mentioned that if they focus too much on the details, they fail to get the job done, fail to get the task done. So this is not the correct answer. And then taking time off, really nothing has been said about it in the context of helping beat the anxiety. So here, option number 3 is the best option, prioritizing tasks.
Question 6.
What is the focus of the woman's next project?
And here are the options for the answers. Option number 1, time management skills and lowering anxiety. Option number 2, the role of social isolation on anxiety. Option number 3, the importance of friendships on anxiety. And option number 4, the role of incompetence on depression. And the correct answer here is option number 1, time management skills and lowering anxiety. So she mentioned that this will be her next project. She will focus more on the time management. She mentioned that time management is key in beating anxiety, in overcoming anxiety, and having a chance to prioritize your tasks will drastically and significantly reduce anxiety and stress levels. So this will be the next project she was going to focus on. Option number 2 does not work. She never mentioned anything about social isolation. Option number 3 is not relevant as well. She didn't speak about the importance of friendships. And then option number 4, the role of incompetence. She never touched the point of perfectionists or anxious people being incompetent on and how this incompetence features or affects the depression. So option number 4 will not work here. The correct answer is option number 1, time management skills and lowering anxiety are going to be the next project that she will be focusing on. Hi, thank you for watching CELPIP Listening Part 3 live practice. I'm super excited to share more upcoming stuff with you. I want to do more listening exercises as well as reading, writing, and speaking. Let me know if you have any questions after this. Hit a like if you like this kind of content to help me promote my channel, and have a really good one. Bye!